Welcome back to the third birthday. Last time, Aya is going back in time to stop the Twisted and Babels. A lovely storyline, I must say. Anyway, we're going to go ahead and load up our game. We've completed the tutorial level, and now we're about to enter Episode 1, Operation Rainbow Dust. Although the actual name is A Brave New World, so I don't know. Let's go ahead and load it up. Episode 1, A Brave New World. Officially now, the game will begin. December 24th, present day. Always moaning.
That dream again. Who are you, really?
You were having that dream again, weren't you?
Is there another mission?
The boss is gone. And the FBI branch? They're gone as well.
Are you sure?
You're no longer under observation. We're moving you out of the cell into a room. This way.
That's not necessary.
I'm just looking out for you. You need to rely on me a little more. Do you think you'll be able to do something like that?
I'd rather not.
Stop being so hard on yourself. I don't know if you realize this, but you don't need a past in order to have a future.
Okay, so now we are officially in the CTI building. We can check it out. And she, always moaning. General monitor, access main menu, select missions and adjust settings. Prepare for your missions in the briefing menu, where you can change your weapons and protective gear. When you're ready, press start mission to head into the past. So yeah, we can just basically start right now, head into our first mission technically. We're not going to just yet. What else does this say here? I know it said something else, but I don't know, but there's something else we can do here as well. Read up on Twisted, CTI members, and more. New information will be added as your investigation progresses. See, there's a lot of stuff to read here. So I did mention I was going to probably do one episode per video. Well, it's not going to happen, at least for this first one, because probably half of this is going to be reading through a lot of this stuff. So we have a lot of stuff to read and catch up on. Exit door, navigation menu, go to different CTI units.
I'm sorry you have to go again so quickly, Aya. Be careful.
I will.
A new world. Earth 2.0. I want to see it, but at the same time it scares me. Well, I like the world as it is. There's the overdive system. There's you. And then there's me. I can do all the research I want.
There's one thing that you're forgetting, sir. Aya's moans that she cannot do. Right here. This is Blank's own private... Every time she looks at something? The chief says eating and drinking is prohibited, but I've seen a few... Oh my gosh, why? You saw Jack... Ray writes his names on the bottles. But I've seen a few of the bottles in... Okay. Everything you investigate, moan. Moan. Moan again.
For you, the system would be useless. It would just be a piece of junk. And then what would I do?
How you feel about Aya being taller than you, bud? How do you feel about all of her moans? Listen closely as she looks into your fridge. Oh, but you like that.
If it weren't for you, the system would be useless.
Why?
Just be a piece of junk.
Why must there be constant moans? Constant moans. Let's see what this guy has to say, and then we're going to explore the building, read some of the files.
We're sending you to the direct location of a sacrifice incident that took place approximately 1 year ago. You're going to be focusing on taking out the Babel.
Yes, sir.
The goal of your mission is to destroy the big orb within the Babel. This is said to be the core, or the main organ of the Babel. The heart that keeps it alive.
I understand.
Once that's done, it shouldn't be long before the Babel destroys itself.
Yes, sir.
If you get to the Babel soon after it spawns, there's a good chance it can be destroyed. It's just a chance, but it's the best we've got.
And if we fail?
Let's just say, our future will be very bleak.
Okay. Hides overdrive device. Why am I so afraid of knowing the past? Because there's nowhere I want to be. I mean, the machine would take me into the past. Where could it be waiting for me? Can this really change the world? I can breathe easily here, at least a little bit. It's much too cold to lie down here. Get something to say for everything, just like the first two games. Actually, I think it was... Did she have a lot to say in Parasite Eve 1? I don't remember, but the second one, it was like constant. Constant just talking and talking and talking. I've got to concentrate before I go in. Everything has to be in top condition, inside and out. If I fall asleep here at some point, what if I just go on sleeping? I never get used to that sensation. Yeah, because you, as they said, it's you basically die. And here's where we can just go back into it here. Alright, let's explore the CTI building first. And then we shall read some of the amazing files. Using this room, it's a big list of do's and don'ts. Authorized personnel only. Too late to try to get in here. Submit all receipts to a blank. Hang on, I gotta read what that last one said. After all the moans. My gosh, woman. Apparently he buries everything deep in this. See, like, this is like, why? I mean, do you have anything to say about this? No? Okay, let's just go. Okay, so we can have the weapons locker or the locker room. Of course, we gotta go to the locker room. We gotta see her change outfits at an open locker, of course. Of course, they gotta have, like, sexy music playing as well. You can barely read that, but it says women's locker room. Well, first we're gonna head into the boys, because yes. Please deposit all smoky materials here. Where? Yeah, exactly where? Into Aya? Into Aya's moaning body? Possibly. Guess we're past the whole bad A with cigarettes. Hanging off lip motif. Do you hear this, like, sexy porn music that's playing? It's like... Physical ability exam, top 10. My name's not on here. There's graffiti here. Vote for the CTI's most hated. The boss is in first place. I'm not surprised. My name's not on here, of course. Because this is the men's. What is it? What is that? I don't know what that is. Can we, like, ransack the boys' locker? Is there a way to change the tech speed? Because it is going way too fast. No, there's not. Of course not. I don't know. Porn music. Okay, what is this? Anything? No? Okay. I'm gonna be looking at everything. She's the most famous actress. I've never saw something. She was a popular actress not long ago, but I have my favorite actress. You don't remember last time you saw a movie? Was I somehow someone's fan? U.S. destroyed within 2 years. You know, I believe it. I believe it. The Leavenworth incident is an old article. If I can change the world, will the dead come back? Text is way too fast. Can I ransack that locker? Anything here? Okay. I'm almost done investigating the boys' locker. A poster of a famous New York opera house. Art gallery exhibition, admit 1. I think I may have had bad memories about that place. Yeah, the opera house. Yep, we remember. We remember the very first thing in the first game. No one will be using this anytime soon. Anything else? No, okay. What's that water dripping sound? Looks like someone left this here. Oh, a nice towel. Is it just juicy and wet? It's easy to leave things behind in the middle of an emergency mobilization. The men's room is over this way. What am I expecting? It's much dirtier than the women's room. Ugh, I better get out of here. If anyone caught me here, I'd get an earful. What are you expecting to find? You're expecting to find tons and tons and tons of penises. These things are everywhere. Why? Is there someone's idea of bragging? A physical ability exam, top 10. Again, whatever for it. The longest penis, obviously. You can just hear some sort of... Wait, hang on a minute. I kind of saw inside of that one locker there. Can I, like, see the boys as they're showering? I mean, I hear a bunch of dripping in there, you know? I just kind of want to peek on in. Anyway, as you can see, we are 12 minutes into this video and we have not done a thing yet. This may be just the whole entire video, who knows? Nothing to say about that? No, okay. Change eye as protective gear or fix damage gear. So we have black leather, a black tank top, and distressed jeans don't stand up to taking damage. But their slim fit means easy movement. Defense B, and this is defense A. A white eider-down jacket provides warmth without weight, perfect for investigations in New York winters. We're going to equip that one, obviously, a little bit better protection. You know? Little less revealing, I guess. Air Force One crashes is another story like this every week. Most of the page contain articles on the Twisted that have come to be just another occurrence. Alright. Continue to investigate these lockers. This is a special suit deployed by the CTI. I hear it's really easy to move around. I don't think I have any abilities for the suit to draw out right now. You don't want to take it though? There are a lot of costumes. I will be showing them off after we play everything, but nothing about that? Okay. I feel like something's going to pop out at me. Yeah, what is it? This blue shirt? Is this locker broken? Shit, you got something to say for everything, woman. Why? I shouldn't leave anything important in here, huh? Poster of some athlete. I wonder whose it is. Like a poster of a pro athlete? I don't know who it is though. The notice of upcoming company physicals, not really appropriate. There's always checking my physical condition, but all that numbers can't tell me. I carry special genes with my body. Not really appropriate at a time like this. But all those numbers can't tell me how I feel deep inside. I can always count on looking younger than I am. Yep. Alright, time to head inside the shower. It always startles me. What, your own reflection? Because you're hideous AF? I don't even look like myself. Probably because you're like, what, 100 years old? And you're... That one scar that won't go away. Smells nice like soap, kind of puts me in a tranquil mood. I like showers. I can wash off my sweat and everything bad along with it. Someone always forgets their loof, I wonder. Anything about the towel? No? Fresh, clean towel. It's the little things that count. So soft and fluffy. I hear some people take these towels home. My gosh, woman, please. Let's just say we may be using that shower at some point. The dirty laundry is piling up, I see. Is Gabrielle really alive? She'd have a thing or two. I'd rather not take a close look. She'd have a thing or two to say about it, yeah. Anyways. There's boots up here. Anything to say about the boots? No, okay. Let's get out of the locker room. My gosh, woman, you'd have something to say. Look at that. We spent like 15 minutes in this locker room. Let's go to the weapons locker now and probably have even more conversations. Firearms countered by weapons, customized menu, left-hand door, weapons simulator. In case of a fire for explosions. Really, you got something to say about this too? Cray showed me how to use it. You don't know how to use it? It's pretty heavy. Can I even handle this? My gosh. I would wet your whistle after training. Oh my gosh. You can't do anything but a nervous dry mouth in the middle of an overdrive. It's nothing worse than getting a dry mouth in the middle of an overdrive. Customize your weapons, then hit the battle room to see how they work. Your life depends on it. Anything else? No? Okay. Weapons Monthly, April special, the Vulti V something. An old magazine. I wonder who left it here. I wonder if whoever this magazine belongs to is still alive. You man, you have so much to say. Marksmanship training. It's from last year. Gabriel would still have been wounded. Marksmanship exam. I don't know who's this Gabrielle person. Watch out for explosions. You mean safety first. Gabrielle. Who is this Gabrielle? I've fallen asleep here after training before. I mean, there was no Gabrielle in the prior games. I can practically hear Cray. Did I really pass out? Cray said sufficient training will give me confidence. Okay, I'm gonna look up. Who's this Gabrielle? I think it is someone that we read about. Yeah, I think it was someone that we had read about for a character. Let me see here. Yes, she is the former SWAT sniper, the CTI sniper who backs up Aya in her missions and field work. Okay, so that is who she is, but we haven't seen her yet in this game, right? So the non-smoking area. It feels good to catch your breath after that training. Sirs, do you like my emotes? I would like to go with you back into the men's shower, behind the curtain. Yes. You can change the weapon you'll be bringing on your missions here. You can also purchase parts to customize your weapons, thereby upgrading it. Okay, so we have 2 weapons here. Infinite, this one. Let's go ahead and buy another weapon. We don't have any other weapons for now. We have that one there. We can't go anywhere else. Shotguns, snipers, launchers, special. It's the only one we can really buy for the time being. This is the TO5, okay. Few bullets, but each shot is very powerful. I think this is that slow one that we hijacked when we went inside one of the guys. It's cost 1,800. Let's go ahead and buy it. Let's go ahead and equip it. I think that's all we can do for the time being. Customize weapon. Let's see if we can customize it here. Accuracy, we can increase. We can't do the capacity anymore because it's your weapon level is too low. Okay, but infinite capacity though. Oh, it's just how much more we can put in there. So accuracy, may as well increase that. Use this custom part. Yes. Is there? Is there any reason not to? Okay, this is the impact. Engineer to trigger overdrive kill. Yes, okay, and then we can upgrade that when we upgrade the weapon level. So in order to upgrade our weapon level, I guess we have to use them. Yes, finish customizing that. I don't think we can customize anything on this one here. Let's see, customize. Yeah, we can actually increase the accuracy a little bit. It doesn't cost much, may as well. Here's like an assault weapon here. This one, we can do a lot of stuff here. Wow, okay, we don't have enough money for all of this though, so... Accuracy, I think I should definitely increase that. Capacity, let's not worry about that. Accuracy, again. Impact. This actually lowers some stuff here. Okay, let's not do anything else. It just saves some of our money. Looks good for the time being. Okay, this is the battle simulator. Let's just go briefly do it because we have a lot of other stuff to do. Someone right, battle target menu. Okay, do a dummy. Stand in front of the door and press X. Let's just briefly do this. Test level 1. Or we can change our weapon, let's see. That's much better. Okay. Let's try level 2. This one has a different bar there, I see. Let's try level 3. Let's use this weapon. Hopefully I'm not like permanently wasting all my ammo. I don't think so. How much that does.
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay. Now lastly, let's test it on the slacker. Y'all are a bunch of slackers. Yep, you're a slacker, bud. Here you go. Take that, son. Moaning and groaning, am I right? This thing has a lot of health. Even when she's out of ammo, she's like, ugh. Alright, sir, I'm just going to now leave. Alright. Anyway, let's go ahead. Let's head back here, and now we have a lot of stuff to read, so my voice is probably going to get destroyed here. Okay, let's actually read some of the stuff first. Okay, so we have some timeline here. These records cover the twisted case. The content changes as you complete missions. Okay, so hopefully it'll update us. Ayabria discovered. Christmas Eve 2010, a light snow was falling in Manhattan, where a woman had collapsed on the street outside St. Thomas Cathedral. Her body was as cold as ice beneath her wedding dress, bloodstains blooming on her pale skin. She was later identified as Ayabria. Aya had not a single memory about her own past. Hyde Bohr, the man who found her, took her under his wing and followed her progress. Okay, first twisted sighting. Around the time Ayabria was discovered, sightings of unknown organisms were coming in from all over New York State. At first, the US government treated these alarming events as acts of terror involving some kind of biological or chemical weapon. The flurry of reports, twisted sightings died down before long, but only because the strange organisms were deep underground preparing for the birth of the Babel. A counterterrorism division established. In the winter of 2010, unknown life forms began attacking and abducting innocent civilians, believing them to be part of a terroristic act perpetrated by enemies, at home or abroad. the government established a counterterrorism unit, the precursor to the CTI, under the FBI's direct control. Hyde Bohr was selected as its chief researcher. Then we have the CDC Advisory Committee established. A string of inexplicable incidents were considered biohazard events caused by an astounding new virus, prompting the president to establish an advisory committee. The Committee on Epidemics with Unknown Vectors were launched as part of the CDC. Its members include the Homeland Security Secretary, the Attorney General, and the heads of the Central Intelligence Agencies, the Natural Science Foundation. Oh, that's me, science, yes. And the Environmental Protection Agency. All work together to make sense of the current situation and to enhance biosecurity. The committee prepared for further biohazard threats, refining a hotline system for gathering information from affiliated agencies. Then we have the Peter Feldman incident. Twisted were cited at the time-honored high-class Peter Feldman department store on Fifth Avenue in New York City. In an unprecedented tragedy, multiple Twisted appeared near the established first-floor jewelry counters, killing close to 200 female shoppers. The SWAT team was instantly on the scene, conning off the first floor. This prompted action at the first that the Twisted had gone into hiding, preventing further bloodshed on other floors. The massacre forced the government to acknowledge the existence of the Twisted, but the government did everything it could to keep all Twisted cases under wraps, classifying the case files as top secret. That is, until the Babel emerged. Okay. On the 12th and 21st century on the 12th, the 21st Century National Security Council Advisory Panel to the Department of Defense released their final report finding the Peter Feldman incident to be an act of bioterrorism against the U.S. mainland. During the same period, however, the U.S. Defense Secretary secretly released another report to the military. These so-called Twisted Papers, a compilation of battlefield strategies against the outrageous organisms. How many do we have here? We have... Yeah, this is probably going to just be this entire episode. That's to be fair now. Okay, A. Brea's overdrive ability analyzed. CTI completes this analysis of A. Brea's ability to leap through time and space and delve into mysterious domains with her psyche. Hyde Bohr dubs the capability Overdrive. Counter-Twisted Investigation Team form. Its official name is the Counter-Twisted Investigation Team. Once the government acknowledged the existence of Twisted, they turned the old counterterrorism unit into an organization dedicated to stopping the strange organisms, making use of A. Brea's unique overdrive talent as its chief investigation tool. At the end of July, Hyde Bohr formed the Overdrive Tactical Research Unit and began developing an overdrive device. That same day, Hunter Owen came from the FBI to take his post as the first head of the CTI. The CTI initially consisted of 1,400 professionals at the tops of their various fields. They were divided into 42 units, including an Overdrive Investigation Unit, an Overdrive Tactical Research Unit, a Science and Technology Unit, and a Data Analysis Unit. Owen placed Agent Brea in solitary confinement and put her under increased observation. Well, we have been released. Obviously, it won't be too much longer. This was 2021, so obviously maybe we were in jail for quite a while. Thanks to the Twisted Papers, the Special Ops Team TDM established. Thanks to the Twisted Papers, the government and the military's top brass became acutely aware of the importance of a highly specialized anti-Twisted team. Thus, a new elite unit, TDM, the Dead March, was established as part of the U.S. Army. The unit's name referred to the resolute determination of its members, conjuring up the images of suicide corps that would continue fighting even in death. The formation of TDM and the training of its members were conducted behind closed doors, and the unit's very existence was classified as top secret. Operation Red Fog. Okay, on January 7th, 2012, a year after the first Twisted sighting, the Babel began twinning its subterranean routes around Grand Central Station. The military carried out a daring assault with Captain Russo of the elite Delta Force heading up the advanced team. The platoon was wiped out in just over an hour, as was the National Guard unit that had been fighting by their side. Thelanos Cray, a former member of Russo's platoon who had just assumed the post at CTI and did not participate in the operation, has said that the captain's final transmission mentioned an encounter with a little girl who had become a Twisted. The order issued for DEFCON 3. After reviewing Operation Red Fog, the U.S. Defense Secretary issued orders for DEFCON 3. To avoid panic among the populace, the 5 branches of the U.S. military quietly worked to ramp up their combat readiness behind the scenes. Tragically, because the populace wasn't warned, the Babel caused a great number of casualties when it emerged. Okay, report issued on abnormal crustal changes. With the help of GPS-assisted observation, the U.S. Earthquake Engineered Research Center identified abnormal changes in Earth's crust in and around New York State, and reported their findings to the government. Operation Violet Storm, rather. The elite unit TDM was mobilized to eliminate the Twisted that had infiltrated the landmark Marine Hotel in Manhattan, breaking through windows on the 53rd floor. The Twisted decimated TDM's ranks and killed 347 hotel guests before suddenly disappearing. Contrary to government and military expectations, the much-lauded TDM unit was no more. Records on the new Flying Twisted provide unrecoverable. Okay, we have November of 2012. Overdrive device complete. Investigation began. At the end of November, the Overdrive Tactical Research Unit completed work on an Overdrive device. The special agents of the Overdrive Investigation Unit began putting it through its paces, yes. Okay, here is the Babels emerge. December 24th. On the evening of Christmas Eve 2012, the Earth, it should not be capital E, rumbled and groaned in spots throughout the U.S. before buckling towards and shattering to reveal Babels. To serve as twisted nests. I'm already impacted here. Already at DEFCON 3, the army mobilized at once. They lacked the means to stop the relentless onslaught of huge numbers of Twisted. However, leaving the organisms free to destroy most of the contrary and claims it as their own. That day has come to be known as the beginning of the end, the Operation Salvo, and a battle between humans and Twisted, with the very existence of the human race at stake. The Sacrifice Incident. Code, Operation Rainbow Dust. Yeah, this is what we're doing now, basically. On the evening of Christmas Eve 2012, a large-scale Twisted outbreak occurred at Club Sacrifice in New York City, part of the beginning of the end. Well, we have not seen Club Sacrifice yet, right? Maybe that's where we're headed to, right? The National Guard unit stationed nearby stormed the club to carry out a rescue operation. However, the Twisted sheer ferocity swiftly transformed the club into living hell. The Army maintains a record of the bloodshed. It has proven to be a valuable resource in analyzing the Twisted's ecological characteristics. Okay, Christmas Day. U.S. President calls emergency press conference. The President calls an emergency press conference at the White House on the 25th, telling the nation that the greatest threat in the history of humanity is approaching, and outlining plans for waging all-out war on Twisted. And we are now into 2023 now. How many years does it go? Okay, that is the last year, it looks like. Okay, so 2023. Development of new nuclear weapons okayed. Chief Perry of the National Nuclear Safety Administration, NNSA, requests a budget of $370 million, explaining that the design and development of a new nuclear weapon effective against Twisted is of the utmost urgency. The government grants Perry's request. April 1st, April Fool's Day. Prediction, U.S. to be wiped out in 2 years. See, look, this was just an April Fool's Day joke, guys. All April Fool's Day joke. Completely. According to supercomputer calculations at the U.S. Army Research Laboratory's large-scale Shared Resource Center, the country's population is predicted to be wiped out by 2015, 2 years away. April Fools. Air Force One crash, September 4th. On the afternoon of the 4th, Twisted attacked Air Force One en route to carrying the president outside the country to safety. The plane exploded in midair and crashed. In accordance with the 25th Amendment to the U.S. Constitution, Vice President Henry S. Russell succeeded to the office of President. Okay? Pentagon destroyed. September 30th. In the early morning of the 30th, Twisted appeared inside the Pentagon, the U.S. Department of Defense headquarters. A mass of Twisted filled 1 square mile of space, destroying the building that for 70 years had stood for safe ground, safeguarding the freedoms and peace of the American people. Sure, approximately 2,000 employees and military personnel were rescued, including the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. Okay, then we have October. NY state casualties top 5 million. The Department of Defense disclosed on the 12th that the number of casualties in New York State since the Babel first appeared in December 2012 had surpassed 5 million, or 25% of the total PA population. Wow. Okay, the Leavenworth incident on October 3rd. Over 20 Twisted made their appearance at the CTI and Army Joint Exercise and Training Grounds, attacking Aya Brea and her fellow CTI agents mid-training. Agent Gabriella Monsigny perished while shielding Agent Brea from the creatures. Ah, okay. Yeah. November. Babels emerge in Asia. Oh no. Reuters report that on the afternoon of the 17th, multiple Babels appeared in Japan, portions of the Korean archipelago, and throughout China, bringing the total number of Babel infested countries to 24, about an eighth of the world. Oh, this kind of sounds like Corona, actually. If you replace Babels with Corona, yes, cases of Corona. Yeah, sir, you're absolutely right. Yes. UN Secretary Council calls for coalition forces on December 1st. French Prime Minister Annabelle Larbaud chaired a domestic summit at the end of November, during which the attendees pushed for the immediate formation of a continent of UN forces. The next day, the UN Security Council adopted a resolution calling for the creation of the first ever military coalition forces tasked with driving out the Twisted. The resolution states that the new unit would carry out operations in coordination with the US, Britain, and French governments, while supporting the US Army in close-range development operations across North America. Okay, December 9th. U.S. survivors seek refuge in Ireland. Irish President Nora Townsend announced that she had accepted a request from the U.S. government to take in American survivors as refugees, with approximately 300,000 arriving in the first wave. Okay, December 21st. The Met Incident. An incident took place at the Metropolitan Museum of Art in New York City in early morning of December 21st, 2013. Employees and delivery personnel were unloaded assorting works of art under the protection of the U.S. Army when several Twisted suddenly appeared. Special Agent Thelanos Cray, responded to a request for backup. He encountered a brand new giant Twisted in the museum's central lobby, but his visual image system was destroyed in the skirmish, and all footage of the oversized Twisted was lost. Gray made it out of the museum with 9 survivors. Okay, December 23rd, FBI headquarters destroyed. At around 4:30 p.m. on the 23rd, a great number of Twisted appeared both at FBI headquarters on Pennsylvania Avenue in Washington, D.C., and at the regional FBI office in New York, resulting in many casualties. Reuters report that there were 3,000 people killed and more 800 injured. As with the destruction of the Pentagon, the massive damage sustained by yet another of the institutions vital to the preservation of peace in America struck a crushing blow in citizens' collective morale. But here we are, present day, December 24th. Babels struck regions, 47 countries worldwide. Estimated number of Twisted approximately 18 million. Whew. So that is quite the journey, I must say. So that that is just this is like a massive lore dump. Okay. Okay, so now CTI members. Review data of CTI members. View CTI member data. The content changes as you complete missions. Yeah, we're just getting like a massive lore dump right now. And I guess after each mission, we'll just revisit this with the newly updated information, which I can't imagine it being as much. But my gosh. Okay, Aya Brea. Half Japanese with blonde hair and blue eyes, her unique genetic makeup has given her the physique of a woman in her 20s. On Christmas Eve 2010, she was found outside St. Thomas's Cathedral in Manhattan, suffering from amnesia. Judging from her blood-stained wedding gown, she had been found just before or just after her own wedding ceremony. Ah, well look, she had a wedding ring on. Was she marrying Kyle? Although, that hasn't been confirmed. She remembered nothing of herself apart from her own name. Soon after entering CTI custody, she exhibited a mysterious ability. After much analysis, this ability was dubbed Overdrive. The Overdrive device made Aya the only person capable of diving into a human's past consciousness. Her chief mission was to move back in time and alter the reality that had already happened. But if she were to go beyond the limits of her ability, her consciousness would be lost in time, never to return. In short, death during an overdrive operation had a direct effect on the physical body left behind. At present, she had completed military training C9A, about 1/3 of the total program, under the instruction of Thelanos Cray. And we can view a model here. It's not really a model. It says view mode. Okay, I thought it said view model. I was like, I guess she could be considered a model, you know, but okay. Aya Brea. Okay, so next, Hyde Bohr. What a bore. Born in Denmark, his father was also a physicist, and he grew up surrounded by famous names in the field. He emigrated to America after graduating and devoting himself to research in the field of quantum mechanics. In 1999, he was invited to become a project manager for the Defense Science Office at DARPA, the Defense Advanced Research Project Agency, a unit of the U.S. Department of Defense that was research and developing new technologies for the nation's military. In 2005, he entered the FBI's Research Center, where he led his own forensics team before becoming the Director of Counterterrorism Counterintelligence. On Christmas Eve 2010, he found Aya Brea unconscious in the snow outside Manhattan Street, Thomas Cathedral, and took her in. Around the same time, he became the head of the newly formed Counter-Proliferation Strategy Support Division, of the CTD, forerunner to the CTI. As the chief researcher of the CTI, his duties included revamping it, leading the development team and its senior engineer, and heading up the Overdrive investigation unit. There he is. I gotta get water. We're like just starting. It's like we're just starting. I think the worst rating is done all the story, but this is still a lot. Okay, blank. Real name unknown. Born in. I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce a Korean name. I do not know Korean. Thank you so very much. South Korea. Blank is the chief engineer of CTI's Overdrive unit. He provides investigation support to CTI as an associate researcher. He was arrested for stealing classified NSA data using Brash Marionette, Trojan horse software he had developed at the age of 14. Once received in an email, it forcibly installed itself and transmitted data to a host computer via a reverse connection. 6 months later, his sentence was reduced with a plea bargain. He began cooperation with CIA investigations, destroying terror cell in networks and contributing to the downfall of the terror organizations themselves. When he began to get death threats from a sister cell, he survived by wiping his personal history and creating a new legend in his place. Since then, Blank has been assigned to the investigating support offices of various agencies across America. He has especially close ties with the FBI's Counterterrorism Division and has worked with Chief Hyde Bohr for years. He joined the CTI at Hyde's request to assist in the development of an overdrive device. There he is. Okay. Okay, I don't know. Maybe I'm saying his name wrong. Thelonious Cray. I'm just going to call him Mr. T. Born in Gettysburg, Pennsylvania, his parents divorced when he was 5. He was sent to his mother's house, where he was forced to live in extreme poverty. Before coming to work at the CTI, he had been part of the elite Delta Force unit of the U.S. Army, specializing in counterterrorism. He was enlisted in Captain Russo's squad, one that took on only the trickiest and most dangerous missions. Though he's abruptly equipped for counterterrorism missions, he's distinguished by his skill in close quarters combat, which is truly second to none. Cray ran a hostage rescue mission in the Grand Pacific Airline hijacking, taking command of the Red Squad as they subdued the hijackers and secured the hostages, bringing the event to its conclusion with no casualties. It was this feat that got him assigned to Russo's squad. As they racked up more and more victories, Russo's squad became known far and wide as the pride of the Delta Force and the terrorists' biggest threat. All that came to an end with the failure of Operation Red Fog in 2012. Delta Force was annihilated, and all squad members were killed in action. Cray was all that remained of Russo's squad. He hadn't been part of the fatal mission, instead assuming his new post at the CTI. In the spring of 2002, he married Sandra Smith, an exchange student nurse he had met while in the hospital. Their daughter, Isabel, was born the following year. Oh, hang on a minute. We gotta see his portrait here. Okay. After this, I think we'll be halfway done the characters. Let's say. Yes. Okay, Gabrielle Monsigny. Born in Baltimore, Maryland, her grandfather had immigrated from Belgium. Her father was a police officer, and her mother died when Gabrielle was an infant. She was a special agent in the CTI's Overdrive investigation unit. With beautiful feathers, balanced proportions, and large, discerning eyes. I thought they were gonna go somewhere else with that large. her large discerning eyes that speak to her profound insight. One glance from her would stop you dead in your tracks. Gabrielle truly worked her way to the top, starting with the LAPD before being selected for the SWAT team. She acquired outstanding sharpshooter skills while part of a sniper team within a hostage rescue unit. She was also one of the few chosen by the FBI's counterterrorism division to join a special emergency squadron as part of the SWAT team. She first worked with Hyde on a CTD mission. She transferred to the CTI on his enthusiastic recommendation. Her sharpshooter techniques and Halo, high altitude, low opening, parachute skills were among the very best. Aya says that Gabrielle taught long-range combat to short-range fighter Cray. Gabrielle died in 2013 while defending Aya from twisted onslaughts at the Leavenworth CTI Army Joint Exercise and Training Grounds. There she is. Whew. Gosh, we're already at 50 minutes and we have a lot more reading to go. Hunter Boss Owen. Born in Joliet, Illinois, he joined the FBI after graduating from Yale. He was discovered by the director, distinguishing himself as an agent, and was promoted to deputy director in 2008. In the same month that the CTI was created as a counter-twisted investigation agency, the president appointed him its chief. He died in December 2013, attacked on FBI headquarters. Okay. Augustus Vassal, a male gunsmith from Rhode Island. As a medical officer in the U.S. Air Force, he participated in the Gulf War's Operation Desert Storm, but was badly wounded and sent home. He attended. His attention then turned to designing firearms. Bessel went on to produce enhanced versions of many existing gun models, earning him the title of the Genius Gunsmith. Since joining the CTI's equipment unit as the leader of its weapon design lab, he has been making firearms to suit the unique abilities of each special agent. In the summer of 2013, however, he was abducted by a Twisted and turned into a slacker. Oh no, he's a slacker now. Oh no. Oh no, he's a slacker. The CTI captured him, motivated him, and made him not a slacker anymore. The CTI captured him, and in accordance with their wishes, used Vessels as a test subject in various experiments and in the battle simulator. Louis Breer extracted from his body a particular gene belonging to an unknown Twisted, one that gave him the power to come back to life. Weapon parts designed by Vassal were engraved with the initial V. Okay, so we don't even have any pictures of them. I don't know what that is. Like a hand, a claw. Okay, Keith Burrows. Keith Burrows, 35-year-old male, born in Southern California, entered the Army right out of high school. Enjoys spending his leisure time working out and pushing himself to the limits in various sports. An adrenaline junkie. The Army assigned him to the post of prison guard in the CTI Security Division when the organization was first established. No other information there. Edgar Nelson, 37-year-old male, born into Oregon's working class. His unmatched physical prowess, along with his poised and daring demeanor, served him well in the Navy SEALs. He left the SEALs when his wife was killed in an accident and was making a living as a long-haul truck driver when the CTI was established. His acquaintance Hyde Bohr persuaded him to join the CTI Security Division as the armory clerk. I mean, we're just getting like information for characters that are not important whatsoever. That's absolutely amazing. Oh gosh, there's actually more. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on a minute. Jamie, now hold on a minute. Let's make sure. Okay. Okay, there's not too much left. Okay, Jamie Denton. No information about this one. 42-year-old male, born in Indiana, programmer and linguist. After getting his undergraduate degree at Harvard, he went to MIT for his doctorate and devoted himself to constructing a linguistic optimality theory, known for developing the Citrin program language. Volunteered his services to the CTI after the Twisted appeared, now working as a leading member of the data analysis unit. Valerio Niglia, an Italian male who worked at the weapon design lab in the CTI's equipment unit. The weapon he designed bear an engraved initial N. Okay, so we have one with initial N, another one with an initial V. My voice is now destroyed. Okay. Tatiana Elizarov, a Russian woman who worked at the weapon design lab in the CTI's equipment unit. Weapons whose model numbers begin with T are called the Tania series, after Tatiana's nickname. Okay, wonderful. Oh. That is now done. Okay, now let's go into now. I'm worried about notes. I don't think these are going to be bad because we haven't encountered too many, but notes is going to be... okay, anyway. The Twisted. Read about the various type of Twisted. The data is updated with each new Twisted that you take on. Slacker. Okay, this is what you should not be. You should not ever be a slacker. Okay? Bloodthirsty simpleton. See, look. If you're a slacker, the game is calling you a bloodthirsty simpleton. An incomplete Twisted, robbed of its consciousness, its body somehow blighted during metamorphosis. It was unable to complete its transformation. Its attacks are simple and consist only of charging forward. However, they often appear in swarms, and it's dangerous to underestimate the power they hold in numbers. There it is. Yeah, that's basically the hand that we saw for that other guy who turned into one here. Okay, next up, a Wad. Two-faced Death Dancer. A Twisted that expands and contracts as it attacks. Its physical changes indicate its battle stance. While contracted, it becomes sharp as a blade and fast as a whip. While expanded, it floats along like a balloon, firing projectiles. Okay, so we're seeing this. I didn't realize that... I did see it in different modes, but I didn't realize that it was like the same creature. I thought it was two different creatures. Okay. The Babels. The Babels. Read about the Babels. New information will be added as you complete missions. I wish we would have like a percent. That'd be really cool. Babel 1. Babel 1. Life forms that appeared out of nowhere throughout New York City on Christmas Eve 2012. Twisting up through fractures in the earth and shooting towards the sky, they grow and develop at the expense of an artificial structure in their way. Twisted can be observed swarming around the Babel. We have no definitive proof at present that would allow us to determine whether it's living thing or simply an inorganic substance of some sort. Hideous. Okay, Big Orb. Let's say, thought to exist within the Babel's core, all orbs bring sustenance to the Big Orb, which is turned pulsates the energy needed to grow throughout the Babel's interior. Since it's involved in both metabolism and respiration, destroying this most vital of organs would surely bring about the downfall of the Babel itself. Okay, and then lastly, notes. Oh gosh, there's so many. Read CTI reports on Aya's special abilities, including Overdrive and Liberation. Oh, it just keeps... I mean, I sound like Aya now. You know, just... And here I thought we were going to be playing the game today. Come on now. Overdrive. This is the ability to overdive into another psyche and temporarily take control of his or her body. Individuals with this ability can use the overdive device to remove the portion of the consciousness related to past events, thereby making it possible to warp into the past. To the best of our knowledge, Aya Brea is the only person capable of this feat. It's got its name from her vital signs during the process, which resemble a deep-sea diver. Okay, the overdive device. A device for releasing, expanding, and controlling Aya's abilities. Developed by the Overdive Tactical Research Team under Chief Researcher Hyde Bohr, the Overdive device, codenamed Aya, oh yeah, that is her name on it, was completed in the winter of 2012. Dr. Blank took the lead in developing the unit's real-time economic system, ensuring the accurate acquisition of Overdive target. Aya and the Twisted. The completion of the Overdive device and the unveiling of the time-traveling Aya Brea deeply affected the few physicists, struggling, who knew about it. Once it was determined that overdiving employed a mechanism similar to that of a Twisted's parasitic behavior towards humans, however, the government turned its attentions from the time warp aspect and squarely onto Aya Brea herself. The FBI, CIA, and all manner of institutions around the world obtained samples from Aya's cells and got down to analyzing them. And now we have Overdive Kill. Normally humans are the only potential overdive targets. Diving into a different life form would scramble and possibly even destroy Aya's consciousness, killing her in the process. Overdive Kill is a special attack whereby Aya dives into a Twisted and destroys it from within. It's effective yet extremely risky for the diver. Liberation. Loosening the constraints on Aya's abilities allows her to unleash an explosive burst of power. The force released into the non-holds-barred condition might also be considered runaway energy. Entering this state for even a few moments takes a significant toll on Aya's body and spirit. Okay, Crossfire. A technique that involves stationing multiple human allies at barricades and other obstacles, then when the opportunity presents itself, catching the enemy in one big coordinated shootout. The crossfire gauge must be full before attempting this tactic. The participating soldiers find their psyches temporarily united when Aya thanks to her over energy. With Aya thanks to her over energy. Okay. This effect is what allows her to control them during a crossfire. Okay, so over energy. Okay, so this is where we're getting into some new territory here, because we did pick up some chips before. We haven't done anything with them yet. We're about to, though. Aya's unique abilities are collectively known as over energy, OE. By overdiving into other humans or Twisted, Aya can obtain over-energy chips with the power to alter her abilities. Setting these chips into DNA boards can bring out all kinds of latent skills. Okay, so we're going to learn about that in a moment here. Over-energy chips. These are DNA fragments Aya Brea obtains when she overdives into another person or a Twisted. They're often made up of Twisted OEs. As Aya's abilities develop, her instincts should lead her to select the genetic information necessary for her own evolution. Aya can carry up to 30 OE chips. Lovely. Okay. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there. Mission Simulator. Case files of previous incidents stored on terminals belonging to CTI's Overdive Investigation Unit. A wide range of records. Oh yes, there are a wide range of records. That is for darn sure. Analyzed and sorted are used with the CTI's training system to realistically reenact past battles. This allows Aya to immerse herself in previous battles for a training exercise second only to the real thing. Battle Simulator. A battle simulation program developed according to the latest wishes of the late CTI gunsmith, Augustus Vassal. The program aims to boost battle prowess with fighting against simulated foes, or the slacker versions of Vassal. Having received genes granted the Twisted's ability to come back to life, Vassal can be defeated many times over without actually dying. Given that it features what is essentially an underground employee who's a Twisted to boot, the simulator's very existence is kept under tight wraps. Even within the CTI, only a select few are permitted to use the program. Okay, Craze Battle Handbook 1. Defense. As a famous militarist once said, the best form of attack is defense. Rushing headlong into battle is no way to win. While fending off your enemy attacks, deploy your troops so as to make use of the terrain and all available barricades. These tactics are crucial for moving into the attack phase. Attack phase, yes, okay. Craze Battle Handbook 2. Taking cover. Now, about taking cover. Taking cover means hiding yourself behind walls, barricades, or anything else that acts like a shield, and continuing to wage battle in relative safety. While taking cover, be sure to assess the enemy accurately and make your move accordingly. Battle Handbook 3. Attacking behind cover. Shooting or using grenades are your best bet for attacking while taking cover. You can lock on, assume a firing position, and fire practically instantaneously. Then just turn off your targeting and pop back behind your cover. Hell, you don't even have to stand up to lob a grenade or three. Anything that could create an opening for the enemy to attack, like reloading, should ideally be done while taking cover. You have to know the terrain, know where the obstacles are, and know how to use them to your advantage. Okay, Battle Handbook 4, Defending Behind Cover. If you stick with defense while taking cover, you've got to get a positional advantage over the enemy. Overdive to put troops in the right place at the right times. That way you get great mobility and attack power once you enter the offensive phase. Keep a low profile with your back to walls and barricades, and any danger will be effectively halved. Remember that you can jump over barricades that aren't especially thick or bulky. Remember too, that some Twisted can break through barricades like they were paper. Don't get complacent out there. Okay, Battle Handbook 6, Dodging. When you start fighting back, quick dodges are an absolute must. I'm sure you already know how to evade attacks in ways best suited to your gear and condition. Okay, Battle Handbook 6, Offense. Mistaking recklessly for bravery is for rookies. A string of sudden attacks doesn't make for much of a strategy. You have to charge up your offensive maneuver, change up your offensive maneuvers, turning surroundings, breaking through to fit your tactics. Your overdive abilities are great and all, but even they can't help if you forget the basics. Okay, Lesson 7, Locking On. Normally locking on targets the closest enemy in range, but you can always pick a new target. Start with the biggest troublemaker and go from there. Oh, never mind. I thought we were almost done. Hold on. Nope, not quite. Not quite. Handbook 8, Shooting. Now about shooting. When you're wielding a handgun, the process boils down to simply locking on and firing. Point the barrel at an enemy and a target marker will appear. That's when you pull the trigger. You can pick up ammo on the battlefield. Don't forget to reload. If you're working with a sniper rifle or a grenade launcher, first get into your firing stance, then adjust your line of fire. Get the enemy smack dab in the middle of your sights, and you're never hit him. It takes split-second timing to throw grenades, and other weapons that explode when thrown. Keep an eye on the drop point. Number 9, Customization. Customize the weapons you obtain to make them more powerful. You can do this at the weapon bank. The CTI has some world-class gunsmiths, but even they can't keep up with all the new varieties of Twisted we're seeing. You're going to have to upgrade your own weapons and make them unique yourself if you're going to have any chance of besting those baddies. Number 10. Overdrive targets. Ooh. There are 3 main possible overdrive targets available on the battlefield. First, plain old civilians. They're not too hot in battle, but you can clear some feats by keeping them alive. Ah, I didn't realize that they're going to be civilians, but yeah. Then there are soldiers like us. Mostly new recruits and privates. They've got middling battle skills, but they're exactly why they tend to carry higher grade weapons. Finally, there's the elite troops. They can really come in handy, but they usually don't carry more than a plain old assault rifle. The second you acquire a target, the CTI's visual image system will tell you his or her name and rank. Elite troops will have a Hulk insignia besides their name. Weapon data gained by overdrive can be used at the weapon bank, although they won't accept registrations of some experimental weapons. It's hard to ID weapons in the heat of a battle. Blank system will let you know if a target has a new weapon for you to display his or her name in orange. Ah, okay, so if a name is in orange, they have a new weapon and then I can acquire it and buy it. Okay. We're getting there, folks. We're getting there. Overdrive. This is it. Okay, the last section of many. Over energy seminar. Okay, so this is what we're going to learn about now to upgrade her abilities. So this is very important that we're reading it first because we have to upgrade her abilities. Oh. Okay, over energy seminar 1. Out and about 3 billion base pairs of DNA. About 60,000 are believed to contain genetic information dealing with your unique over-energy abilities. Combining these genes with those received from other people or twisted to initiate artificial evolution is called over-energy setup, a system devised by geneticist Yuri Kazalkov. When you install various OE chips, you can change the form your special abilities would take when releasing an over-energy. When released in over-energy. Take the enemy's characteristics and the battle direction into account so you can formulate and use the best possible abilities for each situation. Okay, so what was this one called? This one called setup. Okay, so synthesis upgrading. Synthesizing two of the same types of OE chips on the DNA board can raise the OE level. Our research so far indicates that as the OE level increases to a maximum of 25, so does its power, duration, and success rate. You may be able to produce exciting new OE chips by synthesizing 2 different types. Don't be afraid to try all sorts of combinations. Okay, passive over energy. Passive though they may be, these OE abilities bestow various effects in battle. For example, energy defense is an always-on OE that boosts your defense. Barrier has a set possibility of being... I just missed my... Barrier has a set possibility of being active. True to its name, it creates a barrier to protect your physical body, nullifying enemy attacks. Pre-raise is a reviving ability. It only works once though, so don't do anything crazy thinking pre-raise has your back. The consequences could be deadly. Power Surge temporarily boosts attack power when destroying an enemy or performing an overdive. Critical Shot triggers when wielding a handgun. It doesn't always work, but when it does, it unleashes one hell of an energy shot. Odds Up increase your chances of obtaining an OE chip or finding better quality chips. This is another always-on ability. Oh, I definitely want that one. It's a lot to digest all at once. You're better off synthesizing a bunch of OE abilities to see what you come up with and what exactly they do. Icon displayed during synthesis. Blue. Okay, number 4, Liberation. There are a few different types of Liberation OEs. each with its own effect. Energy Shot increases the power of the energy shot released during liberation. Regeneration restores your vitality during liberation. Inferno is, well, something I'd prefer you not use if at all possible. It uses all of your life force to wipe out surrounding enemies. No matter what kind of a corner you've painted yourself into, though, there has to be a better way out than sacrificing yourself. Icon displayed during synthesis, purple. Rare. Okay. Crossfire. We've only discovered 3 kinds of crossfire OE so far. Boost fire. Increase your offense during a crossfire. Cross healing is an OE that has only a chance of triggering. If it does, though, it heals the damage taken by the other soldiers in the crossfire. Rapid Link makes the crossfire gauge refill more quickly. Icon displayed during synthesis, green. Overdive, kill, and more. Let me tell you about OEs that enhance your overdrive. These OEs are triggered while overdiving, with many of them increasing your protection and/or defense. Healing restores your vitality after an overdive. Antibody temporarily boosts your defense after an overdive. Restock restores a tiny bit of ammo after an overdrive. Impact Wave releases your life energy during an overdrive, blowing enemies away in a huge shockwave. Some OEs will increase your mobility and attack power during an overdrive kill. Kill Boost raises the destruction power of an overdrive kill to even more devastating heights. Haste slows down time in the surrounding area after an overdrive kill. All living things will move as slow as molasses in January, except for you, that is. Be careful though, the effects don't last forever. Kill Boost is the only sure thing. The other OEs have only a chance of occurring. If you want to increase the trigger rate, raise your OE level. Icons displayed during synthesis, overdrive enhancing orange or overdrive kill yellow. Oh man. We're almost done. Almost done. 5 left. Ability drains. You can easily get yourself into trouble if you don't take the time to learn about the negative OEs. The OE synthesis system has only discovered and developed in the process of researching your overdrive abilities, so it's not exactly well established. That means there are plenty of undiscovered harmful OEs out there that can actually diminish your capabilities. You just have to find them as you go. I can tell you about the ones we've come across so far though. Slow. Well, slows you down. With the OE activated, attacks you'd normally be able to dodge become inescapable. Be careful with this one. Slow recharge. Makes your ammo reload speed that much slower. Lowered evasion. Reduces the number of times you can dodge. Odds down. Reduces the probability of obtaining an OE chip. Illness. Makes your vitality recover more slowly. And disease does the same for your liberation gauge. Icons displayed during synthesis, red. Okay, so definitely avoid those. DNA boards. The board that holds the OE chips is called a DNA board. It doesn't hold much, but you might be able to find new DNA boards. You can remove any OE chips you don't need for synthesis. Once you've removed a certain number of chips, you may receive a new one. So we can find new boards. Interesting. Okay. Equipping DNA boards. Place the OE chips you've obtained in the DNA board and setup is complete. You still have to equip the DNA board though. I know the concept of equipping DNA is a weird one, but OE is your greatest weapon in a battle against insanely powerful foes. Okay, level limits. No matter what amazing abilities a synthesized OE chip may hold, its level will never increase beyond a certain point if your own level is too low. Just another reason why it's important not to neglect your training. And then lastly, over energy links. Line up 2 of the same kind of OE chips on the DNA board and you trigger a phenomenon known as an over energy link. The OE level of a pair of linked chips is equal to the sum of the 2 chip levels, even if one level is on the low side. You can spawn some high-level OE chips as your own level increases, so it's important to keep on synthesizing. You may even wind up discovering a brand new kind of over-energy. Oh. Oh. We've done it. Now let's synthesize our DNA. Okay. Over-energy settings. Control Aya's genetic data to acquire and enhance over-energy. Over-energy is a special ability Aya unleashes during battle. It can have various effects. Okay, so here's where we can install and obtain over-energy chips to the DNA board. Let's list them. Okay, so here's our abilities, basically. We have Boost Fire. Crossfire becomes more powerful, gives a constant boost to defense. And Aya's life may recover slightly during an overdive. And we can equip in this DNA board? Yes. Yeah, that's the only DNA board that we have right now. We can format it. We can, yeah, basically just lose everything. Anyway, let's go ahead and install now. Let's go ahead and install some of our DNA stuff. So this is stuff that we picked up in the battle. Boost fire, energy defense, and healing. And as you can see, the position here is different for some of them. Okay, so this one is healing level 1. Okay, so this one, if we put this here, we can also do, replace that there. We can retry that. Level 2 healing. Defense. We just like randomly do it here. Maybe we can increase level 2 defense, but not... There we go, level 2 defense. Darn it, I just missed... There it is. Okay, so that's to do like a level 2 defense here. Okay, so now we have a level 2 energy defense and level 2 healing. Okay, now let's try this. This is, let's try this one actually. Antibody. What if we put antibody? Let's put like antibody here. Let's see what happens here. Level 2 antibody. Not entirely sure what antibody does. Let's see. Antibody. Defense may increase during an overdive. Let's do level 2 here. Heal, or we just keep kind of going here. It says you may get something rare sometimes, so it's certainly possible we could get something rare. I just do the level 2 heal. Okay. Okay, then we have antibody here. Let's try that here. We have another antibody there. See what else we can make here. Maybe a level 2 probably. Level 2. That's probably maybe all that we can get. Okay. Now let's do... Yeah, all the rest of these are antibodies. So let's put it here. See if we can increase our attack. This will be our boost fire. Crossfire becomes more powerful. We definitely want to try to increase. There we go, level 2 for this one. Complete. Nice. Okay, we got another chip here. Let's do another one here. See if we can increase this to level 3. Probably not, because we're not level 3. I see a level 3 there actually, so I suppose it is possible. There it is, level 3. Okay, and then for the last one, yeah, why don't we put that here? See if we can level up both of these. Level 3. That one looks kind of good already. We definitely want level 3 healing. I guess just level 2. Let's say. Ooh, what is that one over there? Kill boost. Increases overdrive kill offense. Level 3. Okay, that one looks good. Increases overdrive kill offense. Okay, I'm gonna do it. Got mutated. So yeah, you can just play around with that and we can get a bunch of like cool stuff and everything. Cool abilities. Okay, so the healing is relatively lower level. Okay, we have boost fire, but I don't know how good healing is would necessarily be. We'll have to say, you know? Yeah, this looks good, okay. So healing, Aya's life may recover slightly during an overdive. So that's basically the same level that we were. I guess that's what, when we're stationary, our health will go up. I'm sure we'll find other stuff to increase that. Energy defense gives a constant boost to defense, which is pretty good. Kill boost, level 3 at that. Increases overdive kill offense. I think 25 was like the highest level it said, right? So, okay. Crossfire becomes more powerful with boost fire. And then antibody. Defense may increase during an overdrive. Gives a constant boost. Okay, so this is really a better one than antibody, but it is what it is. Okay. It is equipped. We're all good. Here's our weapons and everything. We can customize. We can change or buy, literally like right here. Anything else we can capacity. I'm gonna keep that as is for the time being. Protective gear. This is where we can change our costumes. Pace training. Train by replaying a successfully completed mission. You can also play just a portion of a given mission. So I think it has to do with chapters. As you can see, there's only one chapter in episode 0. Most episodes have like 3 chapters. So yeah, we can kind of go through those. And we can see what our results are. A large number of Tristed were multiplying at a club. Okay, so that was what we saw initially here. Agent Aya Brea was tasked with assisting the National Guard in gathering info on an unknown foe. So yeah, you can play it on normal, you can play it on easy. I may give this a try on my own and just kind of maybe get some more chips, have some more fun, get some more experience, you know. Play it through that, and then we can start our mission, and we can load and save data. This has been a very, very long session. I was expecting for some actual gameplay, but now we have the foundation down of this game. Go and save. Thank you. Does this say how long I've been playing? I would like to know, but yeah, absolutely amazing. Okay, so next time we're actually going to officially start our episode 1, A Brave New World first mission. My gosh, I tell ya.
If it weren't for you, the system would be useless.
Shut up, idiot.
Just be a
nothing. Anyway, tons of reading. My voice is destroyed. I'll see you next time on the 3rd birthday. So far, oh, lots of reading, massive lore dump, and I forgot to mention the music as well. The music in this game, far better than in the Sega game. They actually have some music, and it's by the same composer as the first one. Well, some of the music is Yoko Shimomura. So, yes, a very, very good music, very reminiscent of the good music. I'll see you later.